Guys, welcome in to my official college football top 20 bold predictions for week number 8. Just going to sift through rapid fire style some different predictions and kind of narratives I think that are really going to come out of week 8 for college football. So number 1, Ohio State shuts out Iowa. We're watching this one, guys. I'm very concerned for Iowa. You take a look at this Ohio State defense, very strong up front, really good against the run game. The secondary is where they struggle. Well, you're facing an Iowa team. I really don't think people realize how bad this Iowa offense is. Like, I've seen people ask me, they say, do you like Ohio State minus the 29? I think it could be 42-13, 42-17. I'm like, listen, you must not know how genuinely horrific Iowa's offense is. If Iowa scores 10 points, I would be shocked. I think the only way they score a touchdown is some sort of short field, garbage time, or a pick six or something like that generated in a different way. This has a, Georgia Vanderbilt field where last week I said, listen, I'm concerned Vanderbilt might not even score. And they had a few chances. They had turnovers. Georgia ends up shutting out Vanderbilt. I think this could be similar. Iowa does have a really good defense that I respect. I think they're going to frustrate C.J. Stroud early in the game, but the Buckeyes end up winning this one. I think I have it at like 41-3 or something. It could certainly be a shutout, though. It just depends. Field position, if it gets late in the game, does Ohio State push for that shutout? Will Iowa score in garbage time? We'll see. Number 2, Baylor gets back on track versus Kansas. Yes, guys, trust Baylor football. Their starting quarterback right now is questionable for this game, but I think he plays because Baylor, they had that bad Thursday night loss to West Virginia, but their offense looked phenomenal. They had some poor turnover luck. Now they're at home. They get a Kansas team who just allowed 700 total yards of offense to Oklahoma. Baylor right now trending -8. I like them to get back on track at home. Clemson's defensive line shuts down Syracuse, so another noon start time. Guys, I remember a few seasons ago, Syracuse went into Clemson, made it a close game. I think Clemson narrowly escaped. But guys, Syracuse is going to have Clemson's full attention. They're undefeated. They're not going to sneak by. Clemson's defensive line is 1,000 times more talented than Syracuse's offensive line. Sometimes that's the difference, and I think Clemson will overwhelm Syracuse with athletes. And Syracuse's run game has kind of been a letdown this year. Also, you take a look at their win against NC State. It is what it is. I mean, NC State's quarterback out for the year, things like that. I'm not taking too much stock into it. They won 24-9. Good for them. But Clemson's at home as 2 touchdowns favorite. I think the storyline coming out of this one will be Clemson's defense shutting down Syracuse. Number 4, Ole Miss loses a close one to LSU. So, guys, crazy things are happening with this spread. Ole Miss opens -2 or -1.5. It gets bet down to pick 'em, and now LSU is a 1.5-point favorite. The general consensus, the general theme right now is that we think this is a parity game. This is a correction game. Ole Miss is not as good as their record. They should not be an undefeated team. They're due for a loss, and they will lose to an LSU team who finally found their footing. They found their offense against Florida last week. This game is in Death Valley. This is the 3:30 CBS game. I like LSU to win that one. Number 5, Chip Kelly saves college football. Yes, beats Oregon. Chip Kelly, Santa Claus is coming home. It's a homecoming for Chip back to Oregon, and he will save college football. He will beat Oregon as 6-point underdogs. Trust Chip Kelly, guys. Trust Chip Kelly. He will win this game. UCLA is on a warpath right now. They're undefeated. Number 6, Penn State rebounds, handles Minnesota. So, guys, Penn State right now, they need this win desperately. Their season is savable. You lose to Michigan, you only have one loss. You've got to win this game, though, because next week you've got Ohio State. The season could spiral if you lose to Minnesota somehow. By the way, I saw something. It was Tanner Morgan's head. Apparently he has a concussion or something. I don't know if that's right. I thought Tanner Morgan broke his back in the last game. That's the way it looked when I saw the injury. But apparently, guys, these college injuries are just ridiculous. Nobody reports on them. It's so hard to find information, but we don't think he's going to play. We know the NFL has had major issues with concussions, things like that. And I'm sure there's a pretty strict protocol in college. So Penn State facing a backup quarterback. It's the whiteout. You're facing Ohio State next week. You just lost last week. You need this win. Penn State can still go 10-2 with losses to Michigan, with losses to Ohio State, and still make a New Year's Six Bowl. Number 7, Notre Dame hammers UNLV. So guys, Notre Dame, very competitive game last week against Stanford. I still trust Notre Dame football. This Notre Dame team is underrated. Everyone wants to talk about North Carolina. Oh, they're so good. They're so surprising. Guys, Notre Dame destroyed North Carolina on the road like a month ago. I think it was 45-32. So, I'm not just saying this because I want Ohio State to get another quality win. I'm not rooting for Notre Dame, and I'm just saying Notre Dame is genuinely a good team. They're underrated, even after the loss to Stanford. This is an underrated team. Guys, UNLV is actually turning into one of the worst FBS teams. They got trounced by Air Force. I think Air Force was up 42-0 in the third quarter of that game last week. That was a neutral site game against UNLV, and the under hit, it was amazing. Number 8, Utep beats FAU at home. So Utep, guys, if you don't know, one of the greatest stories in college football this year. They went from no offense to having an elite offense. They're at home against a fraudulent FAU team, 4-point underdogs. All the models are saying, take UTEP to win this game outright, guys, at home. Number 9, UCF destroys East Carolina, finally gets ranked. They should already be inside the top 20, but they're going to trounce East Carolina. East Carolina has a horrible defense. It's going to be like 47-28, and UCF finally, I think they're the best group of 5. Actually, they are, if you look at the metrics, they are the best group of 5 teams. They just assaulted Temple. They dropped a 70 burger on them last week. Now they get East Carolina on the road. It's going to get ugly. They're 5-point favorites. They're going to cover. Number 10, Pittsburgh and Louisville play a little nighttime shootout game. I think this is a 7 or 7:30 start, and Louisville wins it late, maybe on a field goal. Pittsburgh looking great with that rushing offense. Louisville with Malik Cunningham. We love the over on this game. It's going to be a good one. Moving to number 11, Alabama drops a 50 burger on Mississippi State. So guys, it's really unfortunate for Mississippi State. If this game was not in Tuscaloosa, I think Mississippi State could upset this version of Alabama. But to me, the fact that it's in Tuscaloosa, it changes everything. This Alabama offense did score 49 points against Tennessee. Their passing game with Bryce Young is getting back on track. They've also got an elite rushing game with Gibbs. And Mississippi State kind of plays right into their hands because they go so fast with the air raid. They're never going to win the time of possession. It's going to give Alabama a ton of opportunities to score a lot of points. I think Bama has a big week offensively. How about Hawaii kind of on a roll right now? I've got them upsetting Colorado State. 2 bad teams. Hawaii on the road in this one is 5-point underdogs. I think Colorado State is still horrible. Their starting quarterback is questionable for this game. I'll take Hawaii. I believe in the Rainbow Warriors on the road. Arizona State Stanford is a 20-17 type game. Guys, I've seen these type of games 100 times, where it's a 1 o'clock Pacific start time, it's sunny, and it's 3-3 at half. This game has low scoring written all over it. I guarantee you on that. Guaranteed. Number 14, Purdue gets lucky at Wisconsin. Guys, Purdue needs a break this year. I think they get one. I think Wisconsin turns the ball over late. I think maybe Purdue gets a call. Purdue football needs to win this game so badly. So badly they need to win this. Wisconsin just lost to MSU. Obviously they fire their head coach. They've got Jim Leonard. We know this is going to be a low-scoring game. We know it's going to be 40 degrees. We know there's a 50% chance of snow showers in the second half. This is a gritty win for Purdue in the Big Ten. They need to get it. Number 15, Quinn Ewers breaks out at Oklahoma State. Yes, we love Quinn Ewers. Guys, Quinn Ewers, the next number 1 pick in I guess in the 2024 draft, that is my prediction on Quinn Ewers, the super prospect. A lot of investments onto Quinn Ewers. So, guys, Quinn Ewers, huge game. This is his official breakout game where he throws for 500 passing yards and 5 touchdowns. Maybe 3 touchdowns to Xavier Worthy. Maybe. Number 16, Liberty actually beats BYU at home in a high-scoring game. So, guys, BYU has the worst defense in college football. I'm exaggerating, but seriously, I was watching BYU versus Arkansas, and I was mind-blown at how bad BYU's tackling was. It is horrific. You know, Liberty has that close game against the FCS team, Gardner-Webb, but let's not overreact. Liberty's at home. They've had good games. They almost beat Wake Forest. They're going to win this game. BYU just has a horrible defense. Guys, the over will hit. It's going to be a high-scoring game. North Texas and UTSA combined for 90 points. Yes, North Texas, the most entertaining team that nobody talks about in college football. I love North Texas, the Mean Green, and UTSA, solid offensive team. Give me the over. The over-under in that game is like 71 or 72, but they always score. They always do. How about Washington destroying California? Yeah, it's disrespectful, the overall spread in this game only being 7.5. I understand the game is on the road. I understand Washington's defense isn't great, but California is horrible. California just lost to frickin' Colorado. They score 13 points. Just terrible offense. I'll take Washington. Kansas State and TCU is a lowish scoring game. I forgot the game. But guys, it's just this weird vibe I'm getting. It's not going to be 20-17, but Kansas State and TCU, I think it's like a 27-24 type game. It's not your prototypical TCU shootout. It's a late night game. Kids are going to be tired. It's going to be a vibe. It's going to be lower scoring. That's my feel on that one. And then how about Air Force? How great has Air Force been the past few weeks? They're going to annihilate Boise State. Right now, they're 3-point favorites at home. Boise State is a total fraud at 5-2. Air Force is actually better than their record. Air Force is going to win this game by 20 points. Boise State has a terrible offense. Air Force just dropped 42 points in 3 quarters. They're hot right now. They've got momentum. Guys, those are my official college football top 20 hot takes for week number 8, or bold predictions, excuse me, for week number 8. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.